Now, I think we've been going about this all the wrong way. The atheists and the evolutionists have been theorizing on the premise that we would actually exist given their theories. So, we can do a little math to see if we would actually exist given their theory. So, what is 0 plus 0? Okay, you got that right. What is 0 minus 0? Okay, I think you got that one right, maybe. What is 0 times 0? You got that one right too, I think, if you know where I'm going with this. What is 0 divided by 0? Yeah, that's right, it is 0. All of those answers equal 0. So, how can we have nothing in the beginning, which it wouldn't be a beginning because we wouldn't have time. So how can we have nothing and then something? Because 0 plus 0 does not equal anything other than 0. How can we have nothing and then something just happens? This is what they don't know how to get past this part. So they say just something happened. But how? Something has to do something to something in order for something to happen. Nothing can't do something and then something happens. I've never seen nothing do something ever in the history of my life. So how can we assume that nothing can do something and then complex life is formed? Let's forget everything else. Let's throw everything under the table until we get past this one part. How did we even get here if nothing did something? That's what I want to know. Now, if we have like a finite time right here, we know that something eternal had to have created it, because it couldn't have created itself and then created us, because then it would have been going against these same principles that the universe is going against, the whole 0 plus 0 equals 0 thing. This, whatever it is that created us, couldn't have created itself, or nothing could have created it, then created us. And nothing created it anyway. Just like in the Bible where it says that I am that I am, God always has been, always will, and always will be, whatever. Kind of messed it up, and too bad. But we understand that an infinite being had to have created our finite existence, or else that infinite being wouldn't exist if he wasn't infinite. So we know that this universe didn't create itself. And if you want to say that it did create itself, then we have a problem. For one thing, you said that it created itself, not that it evolved from nothing. You said that it created itself from nothing, so we have some problems there already. So let's actually, my whole purpose of this is just to get you to think about what you actually believe, because you can't even get to the evolution part without getting past this part first. I don't understand what you're doing. You can't just skip off and say, well, it was a Big Bang, that's it. No. We have to actually figure out what happened. So I don't want to hear anybody else talking about all of this stuff that happened till we come up with something that happened. Well, how this universe created itself, if that's what you believe, then you have to admit it's a belief, then we can go on. Now, if you just admit that that's a belief because you can't prove it, then we can go on. But if you want to keep saying that it happened, that's what happened, and you know what happened, and you don't want to admit that that's a belief, then we have problems. Because we all know that nothing can create itself. That's just me. Maybe that is just me. Now let me go back a little bit. We can safely assume that if at one time nothing at all existed in the universe, nothing, not a God, not a person, not a tree, nothing, just nothing at all, nothing existed at all. It was just a timeless, matterless, spaceless void of nothing, and no one was there, no one knew anything, and it was nothing. Now, we can safely assume that if that was that, then we wouldn't be this. Because that was nothing. Nothing plus nothing is going to equal nothing. You can't get something out of nothing. And that's my question for all of you that believe that nothing can come from, well, something can come from nothing. My question is, do you believe that something can come from nothing? That's my question. Do you believe that something can come from nothing? And then, if you do believe it, are you going to admit that that's a belief? Because we've never, ever, ever in the history of our lives observed something coming from nothing. Ever. Okay, let's wrap this up. Do you believe that something can come from nothing? Is it a belief because we can't prove it? And will you admit it's a belief? May y'all be blessed with your knowledge. Shalom.
Incoherent species intel.
What you talking about?
It's words you need to know.